All right. Welcome to the first the Death Cult podcast.
Oh, is it started?
Yeah, it started. We're
Oh, okay,
live.
okay. All right. Just making sure.
Um,
Hi.
there's no one there.
Oh,
Um,
well, hi, people that may be listening in audio form in the future.
hello. Yeah. So,
Um, yeah, we're the Death Cult,
yeah,
and
we're gonna talk about the Elder Scrolls today.
yeah, that's our topic today. Um, but first, uh, how's it going, James?
It's been good, man. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I think I burnt another coil on my vape. It just burns every 2 days or so, and it's really frustrating. But
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's okay.
Well, hopefully it sorts itself out. I know you have to buy a new one, but you know.
I went to Walmart today looking for a better computer chair, and they didn't have any. So I went to the next town over. It's like a 15-minute drive, and I checked
Yeah.
there, and they had them, but they were sold out.
Oh yeah.
Like they had the displays, but they were sold out, and the displays were zip tied to the shelf, so I couldn't get a chair.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, I was pretty annoyed. I also put together a list of parts to upgrade my computer to where I want it,
Mhm.
and it's I can't afford any of it, but I'm excited that I have
Right.
the parts picked out.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's good. I mean, got a list together and shit. And
yeah.
I kind of like doing that myself. Like, I'll go on Amazon every now and then, and I'll just like pick out a bunch of like really expensive computer shit, or I'll try to like make a budget one where it's like $400 for everything, and then
Yeah.
just like have it as a wish list and then never get it.
Yeah, the parts I need, a motherboard, a CPU, a motherboard fan, and RAM. I have everything else I've got.
Yeah.
Like my graphics card's fine, but
Yeah.
I need a new CPU because mine's not very good. It was good like 9 years ago when I bought it.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 9. It was like 6 years ago. 6 or 7 years
Oh.
ago. But yeah, it's not great.
Well, I guess let's talk about some stuff. I don't know.
You ready to talk about the Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, we introduced ourselves a little bit, but I'm Sasha.
I'm James.
Um, we play a lot of video games, or we used to play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
And yeah, we like the Elder Scrolls a lot.
We both have Elder Scrolls tattoos.
Yep. So we're qualified. Yeah. I mean, you want to start it off?
So the Elder Scrolls is my all-time favorite game franchise. I haven't played through all of them, but I do want to, and I wanted to either stream them or record them. We did an Elder Scrolls Arena Let's Play on YouTube
Yeah, a while ago.
a long time ago. We never got all the way through it, but if you want to, you can find that. It's the Super Death Bros on YouTube. The Elder Scrolls Arena is such an interesting game. Like the way that it works, like the mechanics aren't like anything we had at the time. Really,
No, I mean,
it was
like,
so massive. The game world is even big by today's standards.
well, even the gameplay is bizarre. I mean, isn't it that you have to hold, you click the
You click your mouse and drag it around to swing your sword.
yeah, which is, I guess, immersive in a way.
Yeah, that's what they were
Back in the
going
day.
for.
Yeah.
And there's a different, like, it was based originally on a D&D campaign that they did. The guys that made it, and the even in just the first game, right? It came out. When did it come out? So long ago. It was on DOS.
90 something.
Yeah. The lore in this little game is so deep, even for something so old.
Yeah.
And it really, even in like the newer ones like Skyrim, you can see elements of Arena in there.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and like back onto the combat system of Arena, there was magic and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The swords, there was different types of swings, and they had different rolls that for damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In the settings on ours, I think there was a setting to always use best attack, which is the best type of swing for each sword or each type of weapon. Which we had that turned on in our playthrough because it was just it's such, I'm sure there's advantages to not having that on too, like different stamina generation and speeds of attacks. But I'm not. We didn't want to get that deep into it because this game's already complicated enough.
Yeah, I mean, it came out in the 90s, and it's a PC game that's an RPG, so it has to be very complicated.
Yeah, and like, it's insane.
I mean, for the scale of it, I think Daggerfall is a lot. I think that's the one where they...
it's procedurally generated.
Yeah, so it's literally one of the biggest games ever made.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
Yeah.
But Arena itself is still huge, and I mean, it has a story. I don't remember the story in any way.
So in Arena, I remember a little bit.
Yeah.
It's basically this. It even ties into the Elder Scrolls Online. In Jaeger Tharn or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's the story of the Great Betrayal in the. It's like the prequels basically to the Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the story of how he, messed everything up, and in this one, this Elder Scrolls, you don't start out as a prisoner.
No.
You actually start out.
Oh yeah, you don't.
You're like the Imperial bodyguard or something like that. You're working for the Emperor.
Yeah.
You're like a close friend of the Emperor.
Yeah.
So this is not a story of humble beginnings, really, but
no.
You do get to you travel across the different locations throughout the Empire. I don't know 100%. I think it's like the Iliac Bay, but that might be Daggerfall.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, it's all about how Jaeger Tharn betrayed the Emperor, and he used an illusion spell to make himself look and sound like the Emperor to everybody in the Empire except for you, basically. You're the only one that saw through it. So you and then he did imprison you, so you are in a prison.
Mm-hmm.
He imprisoned you because you're the only one that could see through his spell, but you break out and basically have to break in and kill the Emperor, which is not the actual Emperor, but everybody thinks it is. So,
okay.
It's a pretty interesting concept.
Yeah, it is.
I would love to see that same story retold in another way.
That'd be pretty badass. I'd like that too.
And then with Daggerfall, the graphics. What?
You want to move on to Daggerfall now?
Unless you had anything else to say about Arena.
Oh, not at all. Nothing at all.
Daggerfall is the next game in the series.
Yes.
I only played this game for a few minutes because I couldn't figure it out very well because I did not have the game manual that came with it in the 90s or whatever. But I don't know much about this story other than it has to do with shoot. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically the god that the dwarves built.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like they made their own god because they could, and why not?
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, your gods aren't that cool. I'll fucking build one.
Yeah.
And that's why the dwarves don't exist anymore. There's not a whole lot of headcanon about it, and there's not really a whole much known about it because they want it to stay a mystery. But one of the theories is that the gods got mad about them creating it and wiped them out, or that their own god thing was too powerful for them to control.
Okay.
But basically, the plot of Daggerfall is that this god that they had made has popped up in the Iliac Bay,
Yeah.
and everybody is trying to get this thing because it's so powerful. And
Sure.
you have Mana Marco is the main villain from what I remember in this one.
Isn't he the
King of Worms? Yes, Mana Marco.
Alright.
He basically uses this thing to become immortal and merge and become a moon or something like that.
Okay.
It like warped
That's
reality.
an interesting choice.
It like warped reality, so a bunch of different outcomes that were possible all happened at the same time.
Okay.
So that's how the Empire, yeah, it's so crazy how it all started. I don't know the full story on this either, but
I looked up a wiki if you want me to read through some of that.
yeah, sure. You can tell me how everything I just said was wrong.
Okay, so it is set in the Iliac Bay between the provinces of High Rock and Hammerfell.
Mm-hmm.
The player is sent here at the personal request of the Emperor, and he wants the player to do two things. First, the player must free the ghost of King Lysandus from his earthly shackles, and then second, the player must discover what happened to a letter from the Emperor to the former Queen of Daggerfall. So I don't even know. Okay, so there is Mana Marco in here, though. But I don't know really what else there is to it. I mean, there's a lot of exposition that I could read off, but
Yeah,
that's the basics of it.
yeah. Well, let's not spoil it for our upcoming stream/let's play that will happen sometime in the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, just like the next Elder Scrolls will come out in the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, one of my goals is to play through all of them on stream or video before the next one comes out.
Oh, I'm sure that'll happen, though. I'm sure we'll get there way before.
That's one of my goals. I remember one memory I have about us playing Daggerfall together for like the few minutes that we played it.
Mm-hmm.
Is we were wandering around this cave trying to find a key or whatever to get out. We couldn't figure it out
I
because
don't
it was
even remember that.
what?
I don't even remember that.
And then we heard a noise that scared us so bad, and it was a skeleton. But it sounded like a horrible demonic monster. And it was one of the scariest video game noises I've ever heard. Yeah. So that's all I got to say about Daggerfall. You got anything?
I think that the box art is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And that's about it.
I love the old box art for both Arena and Daggerfall.
Arena's just ridiculous.
I know,
think.
but it's so great because
Yeah.
it's so early D&D style,
Yeah, like
and yeah,
90s as hell, trying to like make it seem badass. But yeah,
yeah,
I mean nothing else to really talk about Daggerfall.
yeah. The next game in the series, Morrowind,
Yeah,
probably one of the most revolutionary games to come out
yeah,
at this time because it changed 3D RPGs forever. Every like first person, it was the first. I think, as far as I know, it was the first like big first person open world RPG like that hit in the U.S. anyway.
Well, you know what? Before we get to Morrowind, we should probably mention that there was two other games
Oh
as well. There was Battlespire and Redguard,
yes,
and I mean they're not really worth mentioning a whole lot, but
they're like an honorable mention. They weren't really main Elder Scrolls titles. They were like side spin-off type things,
yeah, but
similar to
it's
Blades.
yeah, it's noteworthy though that Redguard was Todd Howard's first directing job at
Yeah.
Bethesda,
Yes.
and it was a terrible game.
Yeah, it was a fighting game, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Well, it's more like a third-person adventure game, like Uncharted or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it just tells the story of one dude. Like, there's no RPG elements to it at all, but it's just bad.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that somehow they trusted Todd to like then work on their next hugest project. That like Morrowind would have been their last project if it failed.
Yeah. If yeah, man, like Morrowind is one of the coolest game worlds out there still.
Absolutely, yeah. Nothing else is really like it.
It's so like creepy and beautiful at the same time, and like the Red Mountain is so treacherous, and like I remember when I did play it because I haven't beaten Morrowind. It wasn't my first Elder Scrolls game, but
Hey, someone chatted.
I do not smell like beets,
Who wrote that?
Jesse.
Oh, okay. Huh. Interesting.
But
Hi,
Morrowind,
Jesse.
when I first actually saw this game when my brother Jesse was playing it.
Yeah.
Him and one of his friends would play it all the time, and I tried to play it to play it too, but I was too young
Yeah.
to really get into it. And I know most of what I know about Morrowind is from Jesse. Like the story in that game is pretty solid.
Yeah, I've heard it's the best, but I wouldn't know because I haven't completed it.
Yeah, me either. I really want to revisit all of these games. Like I said, we got to go through them all, and do it either on stream or on YouTube or something.
But I kind of had a similar experience, like being young and not knowing what the hell this is. But I didn't have anyone to help me, so it was like mind blowing, and at the same time, like the most confusing thing I'd ever played in my life.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, I remember the first time I played it, I was trying to figure out, like, I didn't really know what I was doing at all. And then Jesse, like, because I was young and I wasn't much of a gamer at the time.
Sure.
And I mostly just watched Jesse play it, and I had fun watching him do it.
Yeah.
Like, this, like, you can go anywhere at any point in this game.
Mm-hmm.
In this game, in Morrowind, the creatures aren't leveled to you like they are in future Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
But, so if you do go into those late game areas early on, you'll most likely die, But I know that there's some
Yeah.
fun exploits in this game. Like Jesse was told me about one with some potions. You make potions to make your potions better over and over again until you
Oh yeah.
boost your stats by like 20,000, and then you can kill the end boss that's supposed to be invincible with the weakest weapon in
Yeah.
the game or whatever, something like that.
I've heard about that.
Yeah. They did the like. I don't know a whole lot about the story in this one, but in Morrowind, it introduces the Imperial Cult and the Tribunal a lot, which is just different types of gods. The Tribunal are very cool. I like like I most of what I know about Morrowind is actually from playing the Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind DLC story.
Yeah, basically. I mean, we met Vivek.
Yeah,
or
we
Vivek
gotta
in that.
work for Vivek, and the whole thing starting on how he became things. I did look up a bit about how he became a living god or whatever,
Sure.
and it's so strange.
Yeah.
Vivek's
the whole thing is very
backstory
strange.
is weird. I don't, and like the whole time we were playing it, I was arguing about it, like they're not gods and stuff because of,
I know.
I was
just gonna say that.
because they're cool. They're just really strong wizards though.
I would just say they're closer to demigods than actual gods.
Yeah, I'll see to that. What do you
Okay,
think?
yeah.
What do you think, Jesse? How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Are you still watching?
Maybe he is.
I don't know, but the Silt Striders are so cool though. The first time I heard
cool.
the noise that those things make, I was scared. Like I used to be so scared of video games. I don't know why. I was just afraid of dying.
I can understand that. Well, everything seems a lot like more real to you when you're a kid. Even if it's fake as can be.
Yeah, and in this photo, you can see the rock right there, right?
Sure. Yeah. They are immortals and gods in a technical sense, but only while they have access to the heart of the planet.
So
what the hell does that mean?
So they're like
what's the heart of the planet?
So they're like Captain Planet.
That's
the reason they're less.
I don't think that's what he's. Oh.
A literal heart in the planet, huh? In Nirn, is that like what they? Is that like when the Aedra? Okay, so is it in Red Mountain?
Lorcan. Okay.
Cool. So so like I know that the Mundus with Nirn or whatever was made by the Aedra, and they gave up like most of their godly powers to create it. That's why they don't interact with the world really.
Okay.
I wonder if the heart of the world has something to do with their power. Oh, they made it out of really. They made it out of another guy?
Oh.
Really? Jesse, why aren't you on our podcast right now?
He's the Morrowind expert. We don't have the Morrowind expert on.
Was he another Aedra, basically? Now that you're saying some of this, I'm starting to remember stuff. They turned one of this, like, basically another guy into this world? Just for the hell of it?
Okay.
Cool. I love how deep the Elder Scrolls lore goes. It's like, their stuff is so cool. Oh, it was a punishment, really? Is that like the whole Jiggalag Sheogorath thing? That's like the coolest punishment.
Okay.
Well, the next game in the series is my personal favorite game of all time. So I want to move on to that. I'm really excited to move on to that.
Okay, we'll move on to it.
Unless, do you have anything else to say about Morrowind?
I mean, it was a life-changing experience, I guess, because I didn't know the games could be like that. Oblivion more so,
Yeah.
but yeah. So we'll just move on to that because I don't have a lot of memories of it early on.
Yeah.
But
So Oblivion was the first Elder Scrolls game I played. Like actually played. Again, Jesse is the reason I played it, and I became so obsessed with it. I would play it constantly. I played it so much that I got. That's when I got my own Xbox.
oh yeah,
Because I played it so much that Jesse, like, I got it for Christmas so Jesse could have his Xbox back, and Jesse bought me all the DLC for the game so I could keep my save, and he helped me transfer it all over. So
that's sweet.
yeah. But I have done every single quest in Oblivion at least once.
Yeah.
I haven't been to every location, but I've been to most of them. So the main quest in Oblivion is probably the worst one of the Elder Scrolls. Um, it almost it has some of the coolest elements in it, in my opinion. But the part that makes it terrible is that you are basically somebody else's sidekick. Like, you're doing all of the work, but you're not the hero of the story. You know? Josh, are you still there? Um, well, technical difficulties time.
Hello.
Hey,
You hear me?
yes.
I think it just disconnected somehow. I don't know what happened.
Alright, well, I think the stream's still going, so we're good.
Okay.
Um,
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
where was I last when you were... What was the last thing you could hear?
You were talking about how you explored every area, and then I asked if, like, what, I just asked if the areas were pretty solid, or if you, like any stood out.
So, most of the game is like it reminds me of like the English, like, plains type of scenario. Like, it's like, they're like, just like a light forested area. The area around the Imperial City is probably where I spent a lot of the game. Just, that's
Okay.
where all my favorite routes to go grinding for bandits and marauders were. Um, there's I like that in Oblivion there was different biomes, I guess, in different areas. Like in the north, it was all snowy, and in the south, it was kind of marshy. But it like, with the limitations of the technology, I feel like most of the green areas kind of looked the same, but you could tell that they were trying to make it more marshy and more diverse, and I really liked that was the case. The Gold Coast, where Anvil is such a pretty area, like right on the ocean with a lighthouse. Absolutely. I like that a lot. Yeah, I love the just the areas everywhere.
Yeah, it's funny how from Morrowind being so like striking and different from anything else, like Oblivion tries to be the most classic it could be.
Yeah,
but at the same time, like, that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah. like the whole area is it's not as it doesn't feel as alien as some parts in Morrowind does, like with the giant mushrooms and the weird super fantasy stuff.
Hmm.
It's more of like a classic fantasy setting. I do wish that there was more um, weird, crazy type things like that in there.
Yeah, me too.
But they let in this game. It's more about the dungeons that are diverse and interesting than the terrain necessarily. Um,
Yeah.
There's the ruins of the Aliads. Those are really cool looking. There's like all kinds of weird magical stuff going on in them. Like the architecture is very very cool. There's a lot of history in this. You like for the Empire there, so like you can see similarities between like the White Gold Tower, like the and some of those because the Aliens, I believe, were the ones that made the White Gold Tower, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think you're right.
And yeah, like the whole Imperial City is so cool. It's just central to the Empire, and it's just such a pillar of what the Empire is.
Yeah.
All these different districts working together for the city, and it's like in all the other towns in that game, none of them quite are as advanced because it's got its own sewer system and it's all paved roads.
Hmm.
It's very orderly and I like it a lot. I always wanted to be able to explore the White Gold Tower more in these games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's why, like, you know, like I was saying, the main story in Oblivion is kind of lame.
Yeah, I think really after Morrowind, the main stories kind of go downhill. It's more the side stuff that's actually really good.
Yeah, yeah. The side quests in Oblivion are what make this game so amazing.
Yeah. I don't think the main story is too terrible, though. I mean, in this one.
Yeah, I mean,
You're just not really a hero, exactly.
Yeah. You're not the hero of the story. You're just a helper that does all the work.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you do get to be like the hero of Kvatch and the savior of Bruma.
Yeah.
But Martin is really like, you know, he's voiced by Sean Bean. I mean, how are you going to compete with that?
Yeah, you just can't. Well, he's supposed to die and everything, though. So.
I mean, and he does.
Yeah, so that's good.
But I don't know if I should spoil the ending of Oblivion, but I'm pretty sure everybody's played that.
I doubt everybody's played it, but
yeah,
that doesn't matter. I mean, we're here to talk about things.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah. You know, he's the only one left with the Emperor's blood, the Dragonborn blood.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not even, he's like the illegitimate son of the Emperor.
Yeah.
Patrick's. Is that his name? Patrick Stewart? Yeah.
Patrick Stewart? Yeah.
I was like, that's not his name, but it definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sean Bean is Patrick Stewart's son, confirmed.
Yeah.
And so you have to get him the Amulet of Kings, which was stolen by Mankar Cameron and his Cult of the Mythic Dawn, which the Order of the Mythic Dawn is so... I really like them. They have such they're really cool as like a villain organization, I think.
Yeah, they are.
They coordinated an assassination of the Emperor and all of his sons. Like, that's not an easy task.
No, not really.
So, you know, you get the Amulet of Kings, you know, you have it for a while. And then you bring it to a guy one of the blades, the people sworn to protect the Emperor, and he locks it in a thing, and then it gets stolen because you should have just kept it. Um,
Well, yeah.
because you got that whole I'm the main character thing going on.
Hmm.
But yeah, it gets stolen, and then you have to go track it down. And to do that, you have to um, break into Mankar Cameron's Paradise Realm,
Yeah.
which is really it's so fun. You have to get the Mysterium Xarxes, which is what me and Sasha have tattooed on our arms.
Yeah. And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you have to open it.
Yeah, you have to open the portal, which is such so cool.
Which, as far as I understand, the one that I have is the actual portal, like chant or portal something. Like that's the
yours is the one that opens the portal to Paradise, and mine is the one that opens the portal for Mehrunes Dagon to enter Tamriel.
Okay. Dork. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse.
But you're no better. You keep that. Honestly.
You're watching the stream.
Yeah, and you're the one that got me into this series.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that deserves a soft ban.
Maybe. But no, no, it's weird because you're the one that introduced me into all of this. Well, kind of. I mean, it was my cousin in Coeur d'Alene, and I watched him playing it, and he said something to me that kind of confused me, which was that this is a game that, like, you can't beat. And you can, technically. I mean, you have a main story, and you can complete it, and there's credits and everything.
I will say I've beaten that game, because I have done, that is incorrect saying you can't beat it, but there's always more to do. I mean...
Yeah, like, it is endless to an extent. You could complete everything, but it would take so long.
Yeah.
But it inspired me, and I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then when I met you, you played this game a lot, and I was never really that interested in it, but something changed. I don't know what it was, but something about it grabbed me.
Yeah, eventually you were able to get into it. So,
yeah.
Non-story stuff aside, things that Oblivion did that makes me say it's the best Elder Scrolls game. Just for some of the mechanics. Being able to make your own spells is a huge thing for me because, like, it's magic, man. Who's to say what I can and can't do with it? Like,
I know.
Like, I get that there has to be rules for it to follow, because, I mean, I guess it's like, even that makes sense for magic, I guess. But, being able to, like, and, you can only make spells that do things that already exist in the game, but, being able to combine them however you want, and like, really just, you could do some pretty cool stuff. Like, no two Oblivion characters are going to be the same. And Morrowind even had more customization options.
It did.
And had that same spell-making mechanic, but I think Oblivion refined it a little bit and made it, like, streamlined it without oversimplifying it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a cool system.
I mean, it's not perfect, but for a game that old and that came out when it did, like, what other great big RPGs did we have at that time? Like, not.
I mean, there were a few.
Yeah.
But there was nothing as immersive as Oblivion is. There's nothing like that.
And with it being fully voice acted too, like that was a pretty new thing for that time too. Every character, every line voiced.
For Oblivion?
Yeah. Yeah, with Morrowind, they only had some lines that were voiced, but not everything you said to them was.
I definitely think there's been others before it that did that.
Well, but I mean in the Elder Scrolls specifically.
Yeah, you're right.
That having a game this big with every line voiced, and so much like just stuff to do, like hunting down Daedric artifacts.
Yeah, doing the Mages Guild.
Yeah, like the Dark Brotherhood questline in this is so good.
It's definitely the best. I think of the Dark Brotherhood stuff that exists.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you get to like there's even special like all the little bonus ways to do it. Like you have to kill this person, but you get a bonus reward if you kill them in a special way. I think that they did a little bit of that in Skyrim, but not as well.
Yeah, not nearly as much.
Like there's this one that I specifically remember where you drop. He's got a mounted head sitting above his chair, and you can drop it on him. And then there's the Thieves Guild, which is so much better than the one in Skyrim. I can't say
I like the one in Skyrim, but
I think the Oblivion one's better.
Yeah, I agree, but I like the one in Skyrim actually.
And just the final quests in the ones in Oblivion is really what sticks out the most to me.
Yeah.
Stealing an Elder Scroll from the Imperial City, the White Gold Tower.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
Yeah, that and then using it to rewrite and alter reality.
Yeah, that's all right. You know,
I mean, what do you do in Skyrim? Kill a guy that betrayed the guild?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, for a game that's called The Elder Scrolls, you very little get to actually touch one.
I mean, in Skyrim, you get to touch 3 at the same time if you have the DLC.
Oh yeah, but in Oblivion, you really don't get to, except for in the Thieves Guild, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting to me. That's the whole name of the series. The series.
And you don't get to see. I don't even think there are. Okay, Jesse, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's an Elder Scroll in Morrowind, and I doubt there is an Arena or Daggerfall.
I bet they're probably in there because it's named after that. So I feel like at least the first one would have something to do with it.
Speaking of arenas, the arena questline in Skyrim and in Oblivion was fun too. That's always how I start, is by going to the arena.
Same. Like you go there, you get more powerful.
Yeah, and it's a great
way. You get a lot of gold.
Yeah, that's how you get that's how I always get my starting pool of gold. You don't really get gear from it because you can't loot the corpses in the arena. But it's and then going into the Oblivion gates too is such an amazing thing.
At first, they do get kind of samey after a while.
Yes, I agree, but I like that they're like they're so and as you approach them, the world gets dark and horrible, and then when you enter it, it's just it's not. I just like that you get to go into other worlds.
I do like that everyone feels like a big event.
Yeah, and then there's special ones. They're all randomly generated, except for the ones around each town. Each town has a specific one for the quests.
Yeah.
And then there's the Great Gate, which is like a timed event, and if you fail, it's just like broom is fallen, all hope is lost,
Yeah.
and it's just terrible. It's great.
Yeah.
It's such a nice thing, and I would love to see those in a bigger scale, like in a remade game, but like
hmm
where they can be on a much bigger scale. You know?
Yeah. I'd like that too, with different um, Daedric realms that you go
Yeah,
to as well
yeah,
through them or
yeah.
something.
Speaking of Daedric realms, my all-time favorite quest line in the Elder Scrolls, the Shivering Isles.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, it's the like they released this DLC, and it's a whole nother world with its own quests and side quests, and it's of the realm of the God of Madness, and it's so like you think Morrowind is weird and outlandish. The Shivering Isles, man.
It's something else.
I remember that specifically when I was young. The creatures in there would scare the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah, some of the creatures, but I thought they were so scary.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of weird. I mean, I don't think I ever completed that DLC actually, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. If you haven't, do
Yeah.
getting to work basically for Sheogorath and then stopping the Grey March, which is like the god of order, showing up in his realm and just fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's a cool quest line.
I do think some of the combat in these games is a little bit like it could be better.
Definitely. Just
Um,
rolling
like a lot
kind of
of
like
it's
the
just
older
same
ones.
things over and over again, but like some of the boss fights can be a little bit lackluster, but
Yeah,
it's still like
absolutely.
it's still such an amazing experience.
Yeah, it is. I still think it's worth playing through today, even if it's more of a relic.
Yeah.
It's not too hard to look at
One
compared to other
thing
games back here, but
about the Elder Scrolls is it is very hard to go backwards. Once you play
yeah,
one, it's hard to go backwards.
yeah.
That's why with starting with Oblivion, I haven't been able to beat Morrowind just really. But it's also like Morrowind didn't really have fast travel and all these things like convenience to the players. Like
Yeah.
and it made the game harder and longer, but I don't think it added a whole lot to the experience for me anyway.
Well, Morrowind, like, the guilds are insanely long, because the side quests are just, like, these huge, huge strings of, like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this.
They also will fuck
And,
with each other too.
yeah.
Like if you complete the Fighters Guild, you kill the Thieves Guild.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, which I do like that. Like so you can't do all of them in one playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to do more characters. Like this character can't be a great valor guy
hmm
and an assassin thief at the same
Sure.
time.
Which is good.
Yeah, I do
Well,
like that, but at the same time, I also like to do everything with one
hmm
guy. But
Yeah. Well, the Telvanni, didn't you get to, like, create your own mushroom house?
yeah, yeah, you did.
Yeah. That's
But
pretty cool. Well, yeah, you have the Silk Striders, but
yeah, and
other
then
than that...
the mark and recall spells.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, if you're... You could even use, like, a certain mix of potions and skills to basically jump across the whole place if you wanted
Ooh,
to. You die, but
Jesse just got yelled at by our bot.
stop spamming caps. This is a warning from our Nightbot. Jesus.
I'm glad to know that it works.
Yeah. And robot guards.
Um,
But back to Oblivion, I guess.
yeah, I
A little
mean,
off topic there.
there's just so much you can do in that game.
Yeah, there is. I think archery is the best way to go. I like the magic pretty good, but I like archery the best in really any Elder Scrolls.
I went so in my main character is just sword and shield in that game, but
Oh yeah?
stealth. Yeah, it's the only Elder
Weird.
Scrolls I did that in, but he sneaks.
That makes sense where it's the first.
Yeah, I got to the point nothing could see me, even if I wasn't sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I could walk up, punch a guard in
That's
the
pretty
face,
cool.
and he would just look at me and be like, "Must have been wind." Oh, there's one more thing I want to mention.
Oh, okay.
From the Thieves Guild, when you finish that, you get the most overpowered thing. The Grey Cowl of Nocturnal.
Okay.
It lets
That's
you
right.
carry more, and when you wear it, every guard wants to kill you. You can commit any crime you want, take it off, and they have no idea who you are, even if you're just right in front of them.
Which I think is ridiculous and awesome.
And it makes sense with the lore because it's magical from Daedric gods, like, and it was
Yeah.
changed in the Elder Scrolls. So like, it's just some crazy magical shit, and I love crazy magical shit.
I think we should talk about the voice acting a little bit.
There's two good performances in this game,
Yeah, and they're high-paid actors.
and then the rest were interns. I don't know if that's true, but
Some of them were, like, most of them were on the development team,
yeah,
and you even hear them in Skyrim a little bit. But, like, a lot of them are just the same voice actors over and over again. Like, a lot of the guards are the same person
yeah,
or something, you know.
and you can't forget about the "Thank you, kind sir."
I know. Thank you, kind sir.
But then their normal voice is totally different.
Yeah. I love it. It's great. It adds to the experience, I think.
It is part of it for me.
Yeah.
The music is
The music
amazing.
is freaking excellent.
I listen to that music all the time.
Yeah, me too. It gets a 10 out of 10.
For sure.
Would you like to talk about Todd Howard a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, well, do you have the clip? Can we roll the clip?
Let's roll the clip.
Yeah. I'm excited for
Okay,
this.
so Todd Howard is a beautiful man.
I was the
Yeah,
kid.
me too.
I was
That's
writing
fine,
games
yeah.
when I was, 12, whatever. And the other kids in the block would say, I'm going to play quarterback for the Cowboys. And I'd be like, I'm going to make video games and everyone's going to play them. You dork. Go back to the chess club. Who's laughing now? Yes, I was in the chess club.
Yeah, so that's Todd.
Yes, that's Todd.
I know that there's a lot of people have mixed feelings about him,
Yeah, they do.
but
And-
he crafted my childhood.
Yeah, so he's pretty alright.
So, and like, I mean, and I know, like, whatever promises he made that he couldn't keep when he was talking about games or whatever,
Yeah,
he certainly wanted to do the things he said he was going to do.
yeah, he did.
But, sometimes in life, shit doesn't work out the way you think it will.
No,
That's why
I understand that. For
Streaming to one person right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, he did good. You know, there's not really much to talk about Todd except that Todd is great. Todd is life. Todd is love.
yeah. I mean,
He's basically God in a way if you think about it. He
for
created
this, yeah.
these worlds. I mean, he had helpers, sure,
But like,
but
he made it what we know today.
yeah, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have a tattoo on my body.
Yeah, for real. And so we got to talk about Skyrim now.
If we must, yeah.
It's if we must. It's the biggest popularity-wise of all the Elder Scrolls games, hands down.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely stunning. Let's be real.
Yeah, it was when it came out, and it
Yeah.
still can look pretty good.
I mean, like, look at this. Look at this forest here. It looks good.
It's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah.
I want to go there. I want to camp there.
Yeah.
I mean, like Skyrim, the mechanically and stuff, it's so fluid and nice. And
Yeah.
the only things that I don't really have a whole lot to say about it negatively. Like, the music is good. Like, when remember when we first played Skyrim,
It was a big day.
we
It was a really big day.
we
when
both
it came out.
kind of dropped everything to play it.
Yeah. I think I left school to play it.
So did I.
Yeah.
I took like a week off.
Yeah. I mean, it was worth that.
Yeah.
But I honestly think the biggest downfall of the whole thing for me is its Nordic setting. I don't like the whole Nord thing a whole lot.
I agree.
Like it gets old.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool and all, but then like there's so much like it's a world, it's a country of stubborn, blunt people, and it's a little too real. I mean, like most of the people in this game are ignorant, rude, and they're not, and the world isn't as mystical feeling. I mean,
No. It has its moments.
yeah, I mean, going to Sovngarde.
Mhm.
I mean,
yeah, I do like.
the main
I
quest
like that.
is fun, but too long at times.
Yeah.
Like, some of the quests in it just kind of feel like, why am I actually doing this?
Yeah, they do. A lot of them feel like that. It's mostly the world with this, and where the world is not something I connect to.
Yeah,
That's the problem. I feel like
yeah,
with this whole game.
like and like, okay, so, and the side quests in it are like, all the factions are much shorter than in the previous games.
Yeah.
And then they have those quests that just repeat endlessly.
The Radiant Quest.
Yeah, and that's okay, but there's
Yeah.
not really much of a point to do them.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you don't really get much out of it.
Mm-mm.
As far as loot goes, like, get your smithing up and then you're done. You don't have to worry about getting better stuff at that point. Like,
No, not really.
like, that is one thing that I think the Elder Scrolls does miss out on a little bit, is once you get to a certain point, you've kind of capped yourself out on gear.
Mm-hmm.
But you can keep leveling up.
Yeah. Well, and you can even like legendary everything, right?
Yeah, you can legendary, which there's not really a point to do other than to level up faster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The introduction of shouts, though, was really cool. Having extra
It is.
powers. I just wish there was more variety in them, and most of them don't do a whole lot for you. Like,
No, but some of them do. Some of them are okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, and then, like, the DLC for this game, some of them, like, building your own house was cool, but I wish there was more customization. Like
Yeah.
Fallout 4 had the building system.
Well, that's what I mean. Hearthstone, I think, was a test to see how much people would actually like that.
Yeah, and
And
I
then,
think that if it worked more like the Fallout building system,
it's gonna be all right.
I would have
I
enjoyed
mean,
it more.
instead of it being like you have these 3 different layouts with this different customization that you can do.
Yeah,
Then you have to go get nails and yeah.
I'm okay with having to get the materials because
Oh yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
I mean, that's a big part of that, anyways. But
yeah, and
it's mostly the
that's how I leveled up my smithing, making nails.
sure. Yeah. And I like that it's there. I like that there's 3 different little properties that you can choose from.
Yeah.
But
Like-
it is way too basic.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I do like the different holds and how different they are from each other.
Yeah.
Like in Oblivion, there was the different towns, and they all had their different architecture and stuff, but they were all just kind of towns on flattish areas with buildings in them.
Mhm.
But in Skyrim, you have a castle built into the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
It's a whole dwarven city.
Mhm.
And you have, like, Riften, a dock city on this, like, river thing? Lake?
Yeah. Well, Riften, I think, is my favorite city.
It's like the seedy underbelly.
Yeah. Well, it has the Thieves Guild, and the Thieves Guild, like, the way you get out, well, that I don't know what you call it, but there's, like,
Tomb.
yeah, that tomb, and you press that button. Something
Yeah.
about that I love so much. 'Cause it
Yeah.
feels so secretive, and
Like,
I don't know.
I
I
love
like
hidden
Riften.
doors.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I really liked about the castles in Oblivion. Like, you could get your own castle, and it had a hidden doors, hidden rooms.
Yeah.
And the game doesn't tell you that they're there. You have to find them.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. And I guess that's one thing that modern RPGs kind of, it's a good thing to have, like waypoints and to know where you're going,
Yeah.
but something that's lost is that feeling of discovering it for yourself, because there's always a marker telling you where to go and
Yeah.
how to get there.
And, I mean, in Skyrim, like, the dungeons are complicated and they're like mazes. But
Mhm.
if you get lost, there's literally a spell, clairvoyance, that shows you exactly where to go.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's cool. I like that that's an option.
Mhm.
Like, but I don't know. I feel like they could have done more. Like, there's only a few different puzzles in Skyrim, and it's like the claw thing, and it's the same every time you do it. And
Yeah, it's really,
there's little
it's really
spinning,
annoying.
like the Nordic ruins. The Nordic ruins aren't nearly as cool as the as the ones in Oblivion. Oh, did you disconnect again? Yep, seems like it. Um, well, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what's happening.
Cool. I was gonna play the Todd clip again.
But
I was gonna play the Todd clip again while we figured it out, but you're back, so I don't have to.
oh, okay. You were talking about different dungeons.
Yeah. The Nordic ruins aren't as interesting as as some of the ones in Oblivion, or The Dwarven Ruins, though, those are really cool, but they're they're so incredibly big.
I hate those too. Like, I just hate how samey everything feels.
Like
Like, the
Black
first time you
Mage
see one,
is cool.
yeah.
The super massive one, but that's
Mhm.
really all they needed to have was that one, and not like
Yeah.
you know,
I agree. I agree, absolutely.
like there's only a few types of dungeons. There's like
Mhm.
mines, Dwarven
Yeah.
ruins, and Nordic ruins, and then like not much else. There's not
You have grottos sometimes, which are kind of nice.
yeah, the caves. But
Mhm.
I just wish there was more diversity in the dungeons, because like, show me a screenshot of a Skyrim dungeon, I can't tell you the difference. But
Yeah.
I mean, the same can be said for Oblivion. But Skyrim
Yeah, that's true.
didn't have as much of an excuse as Oblivion because of the hardware differences,
Yeah. I mean, they look nice, but that's about it. They're all very samey.
and then the combat in Skyrim is good. I love the archery and the
Yeah.
in Skyrim. The magic is cool until you get to the end of it, because then there's
Mhm.
just like you can't make your own spells. Once you learn
No.
the spells, there's nowhere else to go. You don't feel like
Mhm.
you grow at all. I mean, it's
You
the same
do. I
with
think with spells, you kind of do.
I don't know, because once you get the master spells, it's just like they're cool, but they're not that great.
No, but I do think you grow at least. Like, you start out with some pretty basic ones, and
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
merge them together, which I think is also kind of cool.
yes, I love that. I just wish you could combine. Like, it has to be the same spell. I feel like that was a great opportunity to mix different types of magic.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be pretty cool.
Like, have a fire spell and an ice spell, and then it shoots steam or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, that'd be cool for, like, environmental things. Like, Divinity Original Sin has that, where if you combine certain, like, if you use a fire spell with water, it does create steam, which makes it more difficult for your enemies.
Yeah, like, they missed out a lot of opportunities for things like that. Like, in the Dwarven Ruins,
Yeah.
everything is powered by steam. And it would have been nice to have to make steam, because, like, you know, like, they have the fire pots that you drop and it sets things on fire.
Mhm.
But, like, I think environmental interaction would be great.
Interact. Yeah. Um, I agree. Like, a little bit more of a sandbox feel would be nice with how
Yeah,
things work.
yeah, for sure.
Because I think Oblivion has that. Like, everything feels more interactive, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Skyrim's alright. I never finished Solstheim.
I
That
finished the
DLC.
main quest for it, but I didn't go do all the side stuff. It was cool, but it just
Yeah,
was
I
like
don't
it was like more Skyrim.
Yeah.
It was like the same thing, but like it was like icier, I guess.
Mhm.
And instead
Yeah.
of Nords, you had ancient Nords.
Yeah.
It just it
Different.
was I liked the thing I did like about it was going into the realm of Hermaeus Mora.
That is cool.
I love
mean, you
interacting
see
with
him in-
Daedra.
Yeah, you see him in the main game for a minute with the Mages Guild, don't you?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
there's a guy
yeah, you do.
over there. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you do. For like, and that's how you get the quest to get his book.
Yeah. I mean, you get to ride a dragon.
Yeah, that was dope, but you didn't get to control it.
Yeah, you're right.
You
It's
just,
stupid.
and then it wasn't effective for combat at all.
Mhm.
It was just to do it.
Yeah. Dawnguard's okay.
Dawnguard, yeah, Dawnguard's cool. You get 3 Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. But I don't know why you would want to do not the vampires.
Yeah, well,
Like the Dawnguard themselves,
okay,
they're okay.
and you get the crossbows, which are great, except that they're not though. Like
Yeah, they're
the
not at all.
stats, like they're fun to use, but
Mhm.
they don't. You can only get like the steel or dwarven ones. You can't improve them beyond that, and then their stats reflect that. So like it's mid tier all the time. You can't get a really good one.
Yeah.
And then you get like special spells for them, like that use sunlight magic, which is cool, but they are only good against vampires.
Yeah.
And then the Vampire Lord transformation is pretty cool. Again, not
The first time
very
you do
useful.
it, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and like you can level it up, and you can get like the ability to like slow down your enemies and move faster, and it's slow down time. It's pretty cool. I just again wish it was expanded upon.
Well, I think it's a missed opportunity that the companions turn into werewolves and not the Dawnguard. Like the Dawnguard would make sense.
Yeah,
that's what they do.
And the companions,
but they're the opposite of vampires.
Are a lame excuse for a fighters guild, because that's kind of what it is.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's like the most boring questline in the whole game.
Yeah, it's like, kill things, become wolf.
Yeah, I mean that's the only incentive to really do it is to become a werewolf. But...
Yeah, and then being a werewolf is fun, but like, it's again your base form ends up just being better.
Yeah, there's nothing like really to be gained from being a werewolf other than just to say you can be a werewolf.
Yeah, same with the Vampire Lord thing.
Yeah, well, you could already be a vampire in Skyrim.
Yeah, and then when they released the Vampire Lord thing, it made the normal vampires way different.
Yeah.
It's much worse to be a regular vampire now. But the vampirism in Oblivion was, like, not worth it at all, though.
No. Well, because it just sucked. Like, literally sucked.
Yeah, and I mean, I liked that because it made it seem like, oh shit, this kind of is hard to do. It's like it's a burden. Like you get stronger, but it's a burden.
Yeah, it's cool that you can try to live that lifestyle, but it's really not worth your time.
Yeah, if you keep feeding, your weakness to sunlight isn't that bad, but you don't get the strength and bonuses.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the DLC for the vampire thing in Oblivion, when you cure it, you can never get it again.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but if you get the DLC, you can cure it a different way and then catch it again.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, but it sucks that you have to have a DLC to be able to do it.
Well, I mean, Oblivion was one of the first games to commit crimes with DLC.
Horse armor.
Horse armor, yeah.
Which, I like being able to have armor on my horse, but...
It shouldn't be a paid DLC.
Yeah.
But, I mean, nowadays, it's a lot worse. I mean, that's really just scraping the bottom of the barrel with that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, like, a skin for Fortnite. I mean, that's like horse armor, but it doesn't even do anything.
Yeah.
It just makes you look cooler on stream.
Yeah, that's it.
That's really what it's for, but...
Yeah. Well, I don't know, I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about with this?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think we covered everything we needed to.
I'm excited for the next one.
Yeah, we'll get better and better each time, and
keep an eye out for our upcoming arena streams.
Yeah. Hopefully.
and our next podcast about other stuff.
Yeah, which hopefully we can do another one next week.
Yeah.
We'll figure out a different thing to do, and maybe we'll just do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So thank you, Jesse, for watching this.
Yeah,
I'm glad
thank
that
you.
we could be your host for the evening.
Yeah, I hope you're still watching.
Yeah. Did you even title this stream, by
Yeah,
the way?
I did.
Okay.
The Death Cult
Will it
Podcast,
save
Episode
this?
1 Elder Scrolls.
Will it save this at all?
I don't know if it'll save
Did
it
you-
on stream or on Twitch, but I'll have it on here.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know
you can.
how to save it on Twitch.
You could try right now and go into the settings, because there is a thing. Oh, we are One Direction, yeah. I'm Harry Styles.
I'm Direction. Is
There
it
you
the
go.
video producer option?
I don't know. I had it pulled up. Saving streams on Twitch.
Okay. Okay, I can upload videos, so I can just upload the podcast afterwards.
Okay. I mean, I think there is an automatic, save thing.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do it.
That's fair. We should end the stream. Thank you, Jesse, again.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. What can you show us? Can you show us how to save it?
Oh, I don't have chat open on my phone. Hold on. What's he saying?
Oh, here. He says, I can show you. But I don't know what he's referring to.
Show
Can
me.
you show us the way?
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. He says he can show how to make it save to Twitch automatically.
Okay. Is it too late to do that for this one?
No response.
What?
No response yet.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get chat back open.
He said, I think so.
Okay. Well, bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching, you.